Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Western Front Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith. I'm testing out the 1915 Early War expansion by Joe Carter, or extension, unofficial, well, from BGG. We are in February of 1916. One of the major differences for those I have not played, this is not a learn to play. This is me playing through and testing, so there will be flaws. And the early war is different than the main game in a couple of different ways. The planes are definitely not as effective because they weren't. This is early on where we still didn't have interrupters put on the machine guns, so you used deflectors on the propellers on a lot of stuff. The Germans did, but the machine guns, mostly single machine guns, you didn't have the powerful threes, fours, and fives. Or threes aren't really powerful, but in 1915 they were. Um, and they weren't very maneuverable. This is early air warfare. And the other big difference is instead of rolling for 6 missions every month, we're rolling for three because there just wasn't quite enough up there. You know, it wasn't a whole lot of action up there yet. But I do love the early war planes and the I don't even know what to call it. Maybe I don't know. I'm not even gonna come up with a word with it. There's just something about the early war planes that I like, and so when Joe put out the expansion, this is one thing I just had to get my hands into and play around with, and I'm still learning the game with all that's been going on in my personal life, so I will definitely, I'm more certain, make some mistakes tactical and rules wise. But I'm going to have fun doing it. So here we have it. February 1916. We're going to roll for one to three missions. We get two, which is three is a two. You're rolling a D6, a D3 rather. So we're going to have two missions this month. And I'm not using the fatigue yet because, like I said, I'm still trying to learn how to play the rules and everything right, and I do want to learn how to do that so I can get into the campaign online. And actually, there's not much to the fatigue, but um, you got to take leave and stuff. And right now, especially with the early war that I'm playing right now, um, there's just not enough sorties, however you want to pronounce it, sorties to warrant, in my opinion, the leave and stuff because you're going to end up losing a month or two. And I just wanted to play it out. So when I go back to a regular game, I'll include that, and we'll see where it goes from there. Anyway, first mission for 1915 is going to be eight defensive patrol. And we are still in. I do not want to go up to I don't want to lose a mission for going to the Marine Sounder N yet. Um, because it's only one speed. I'd rather just, we're doing okay without it, and that could change in a heartbeat. Um, but defensive patrol, put that on our log. But I just didn't feel it was worth the upgrade yet, and I'll probably eat those words later. But it is what it is. Defensive patrol, we're required to go to friendly territory and patrol there. Quite easy. I'm going to take off. Going to roll for an encounter, and we're still in the last day of this 1915 chart for the Allies, and we'll go to the 1916 chart next month. Like I said, the skies weren't quite as crowded back then. 8 is nothing. We're going to go to the next friendly territory. 7, nothing. We're going to stay in front of the territory and patrol. 8, nothing. We're going to stay in friendly territory and patrol. 8, nothing. We're going to stay in friendly territory and patrol. 7, nothing. One more time. We're going to stay in friendly territory and patrol. 11, two-seater. We stumbled upon a two-seater, and in 1915, that is a Albatross C1. Germany didn't have a whole lot of variety then. Get our Albatross C1 out here. Let's see if we can do better against these. We have not been faring well against the Albatross. We have not knocked one of them out of the sky yet. Got my log out there. I have that out there. Rolling for our initial starting orientation, which I've not been doing well at. We are head on, which I don't mind for a two-seater because they're going to be defensive and they're not going to be firing back at us. All right, we're going to draw cards. We're firing. They are not. We have precision, so we got a 2, but it isn't even cards, so we're not going to use ammunition. And they get a Immelman, avoid all damage, and improve 2. So discard, discard. So that's going to put them on our tail. And we're going to roll initiative. We have 1 up on them. And red dice are going to put us at 2 up. We do not have a change. He's going to get away from us. And the encounter is going to end just like that. That's what usually has been happening with us. When the Marine Sounder is just not a very good aircraft, and maybe I could have done a little better. See, if I had the end there, that would have taken us up to gain 1 position. He still probably would have gotten away. To 1 to 4 is still a big chance of getting away. All right, but he got away, so we're going to go take off and land. Still under friendly territory. We roll a 10. Nothing there. We're going to land. The weather is good. And the roll is 7, so we land no problem. We're going to end the mission. And roll for our next mission. We don't get experience on that. That is we did do our assignment, so we do get sort of success on that. So that's our second one in out of the 4 we needed for another experience point. I'm trying to get that 3rd experience point to buy not situational awareness. I'm trying to think of what it is right now. 6 cents to try to keep me alive for any DEs. So all we got to do is make it through 2 more patrols. So anyway, let's see what our next one is here. Next patrol is going to be, we roll a 7. That's going to be a line patrol. Nope, offensive patrol. And we don't have a major ground offensive on yet. That starts in next month. Actually, it's kind of, well, we're in the Somme anyway. So Verdun is down here, so we're not going to see that. So there is no chance for us having a major ground offensive. So it's just going to be an offensive patrol. Let's go ahead and take off. First, rolling for an encounter over friendly. 9, nothing. We're going to move to friendly territory. It's 10, nothing. We're going to move to no man's land. Gets a little more dangerous out there. 10, nothing. We're going to go into enemy territory. 6, nothing. We need to turn around so we can get back in time. So we're going to turn around and go back to no man's land. 8, nothing. Going to go back to friendly territory. 9, nothing. And we're going to go into the must land, take off landing over our air base. 11. We see a 2-seater over our base trying to cause some havoc. So we're going to go back in and get ourselves another Albatross C1 out here and see if we can do anything with that. All right. The C1 We roll for starting orientation. Oh boy, I did roll that right. Yes, I did. Another 11. That is another bad starting orientation, and there's a good possibility that they are going to get away from us. I keep losing my charts. Don't mind me as I fumble around. I told you this is no learn to play. This is me just fumbling around having a good time. Starting orientation 11. Enemy starts advantaged. And he's probably just going to get away from us. On a die roll of 1 to 4, we're going to attack. No, we're going to defensive, but on a die roll 1 to 4, he's going to disappear. And 4 he does. So that's really nothing going on there. We can end that encounter too. All right, well, landing weather is 4, good weather. Our landing roll is 12. I think we're good, but that's where we've got to check things out and make sure because things don't work. A landing skill, we do not have it. Pretty sure of that. No, we did not get that. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just fumbling around. Controls, no hits. Emergency landing, no. So right on a 12 still. Serious wound, damage landing gear, no, 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 no. We are good. We land by the skin of our teeth. We had a rough landing, but we did manage to land. We didn't have many real encounters, but we did successfully perform our mission. So that's what we're running into. It happens a lot in the early war. That's what I said. The main thing I wanted to see, because this came up on Facebook, where there is, if you're judging the game off of my 1915 playthrough, you're probably in air doing so because it will be a little less action, a little less suspense. Trust me, I've played some of the later war, and I've never made it past a few points without getting shot down, and I usually had about 4 or 5 kills doing that. So there's a lot more action in the latter wars, latter days of the war. So please don't judge your thoughts of the game by these playthroughs. This is just me testing out the 1915 expansion for those of us that like the early war and the mystique, I guess you'd call it, the early war planes. So, all right, everybody, you have a good day. Thanks for joining me. This is Western Front Ace by Gregory M. Smith, put out by Compass Games. This is the 1915 early war expansion put out by Joe Carter, available on BGG. Thanks for joining me. You all have a good night. Bye.